Blessings, blessings to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me for Quick Wear Tuesday. We're going to give it just a few more seconds to allow people to get on so that people can know that we are out, we're ready to be able to minister to all of them. If you know a few people that are not here, not showing up on the live, just take a moment to share and tag and share. I greatly appreciate it. And I thank you so much again for joining me for Quick Word Tuesday. We have an awesome message on this morning, and I cannot wait to share it with each and every one of you. We're just going to give it just a few more seconds. I'm going to tag just a few people myself and look forward to talking with you in just a minute. Okay, we're gonna get started. If you can hear me, just drop in the comments that you can hear me. Just drop in the comments that you can hear me, and we're gonna get started. I want to share with you. I am Dr. Deidre Samuel McLeod. I am the pastor of the amazing ministry, Divine Destiny Ministries, right here in the great city of Hartsville. We are doing some amazing things. We're raising up some awesome leaders. We're preparing and equipping some amazing disciples. And I am so grateful that the Lord has allowed me to be able to pastor such an amazing group of people. Thank you so much. I am also the online facilitator of the Amazing Daughters of Zion Ministry. Listen, we are already preparing, getting our speakers, getting our seminar people ready to go forth for our yearly, our annual women's conference that's coming up in October. I'm telling you, just the title alone has been blessing me. The title this year, our theme this year is going to be Breathe Again. It's going to be called Breathe Again. I promise you it's going to bless you. I'm not just looking for people just to fill the roster. I'm not looking for people to just to show up, just to say I got some people on the flyer. We are really looking to bring in some amazing speakers, some people that's going to impact, some people that's going to share their stories, how they got their breath back again, because oftentimes we lose our breath in the things that we are going through, how life has begun to throw things at us. And sometimes we'll begin to question our very existence, question our call, question, can I do this? And I'm telling you that if you show up, I'm telling you, you're going to be able to get your breath back. We're going to breathe again. I am looking so forward to that amazing conference that's coming up. If you're looking forward to it, just drop in the comments. Whoop, whoop. I promise you, we'll keep you noted. We'll keep you updated on all the things that are coming up, because I want to make sure that you show up and that you be in the room. No longer are we just trying to just go through the motions, go through the things that sound good, that feel good, just trying to go through the motions. We shout, we dance, but we really not being delivered. I want to make sure that we are delivered, that we are walking in a place of deliverance, and that we'll begin to see everything that God has spoken, everything that God has declared over our lives, and we actually get our breath back. That we get our breath back. On this morning, I want to talk to you about, and I guess that you already saw that my post that I've been posting about I'm not in pieces. I'm not in pieces. I want to share something with you guys. Something that's just been kind of laying on my heart. But oftentimes we find ourselves in a place full of pieces. We feel like that life has broken us, that we have gone through so much in our lives that it seemed like that we just cannot pull it all back together. We've been broken into pieces in relationships, broken into pieces of things that happened to us in our childhood, Well, me and one of my cousins was talking, and he was saying that your childhood is just a small part of your life. I said it's such a small part in your life, but it's actually a major part in your life. It's the portion of your life that can either help you to walk in a place of peace, or help you to or it'll traumatize you so much until it will leave you in pieces. So the foundation of how you're built, and the foundation of what you're gonna get, and how you're gonna move through the rest of your life, often stems back to the fact of how you of things that you went through in your childhood. And it sets you up of how you look at relationships, how you look at friendships, how you look at acquaintances, or whether you accomplish things in your life, whether you're able to go forth and fulfill your dreams, whether you're able to go forth and walk in the ministry assignment that the Lord has given us. Oftentimes, all of those things stem back to what happened to us when we were small. And I came to tell you that all of us have been through some form of trauma. All of us have been through some form of something that broke us. I know that sometimes we look at other people and we be like, Golly, they have they had a silver spoon in their mouth, or they didn't go through this, or they wasn't born in the hood, or they wasn't born in the projects. They had meals on the table, they had roof over their head. They didn't have to go through some of the things that I had to go through. Sometimes we look at other people and think that they wasn't molested, they wasn't raped, they didn't have a baby out of wedlock. They start looking at themselves and comparing themselves to other people, and thinking because they lived in a nice brick home with the picket fence, or because they had on the nice clothes, or because they rode in nice cars, they seem to think that they didn't go through nothing that you had to go through. But I remember having a conversation with one of my friends, and she used to say that when I was growing up, I used to envy you. I used to be jealous of the fact that you had both parents in the household, that you always kept your hair done, you always did this, and you could do that. And I looked at you, and I didn't think that you had some of the had to go through some of the stuff that I had to go through. But when I started talking to her and just telling her some things that I endured, some things that I went through, and don't listen to me good. Stop looking, trying to see from the outside, and thinking that because you're looking from the outside that people don't go through struggles on the inside, because you don't know nobody's story. You don't know what all people have gone through. You don't know the tears that people had to cry. You don't know the mental drainage that people had to endure, the things that they had to cry through, that they had to deal with. And you're thinking that their life is better than yours. If you only knew what all that they had to go through, all that they had to endure, you might change your story. You might change your story. So here I am talking about that I'm not in pieces. I'm not in pieces. As we were sharing, and me and my cousin, we was talking yesterday. We were talking about just things that life has thrown at us, and I can hear some of the things that we were talking about. You can hear the anger, you can hear the bitterness, you can hear the frustration, and I kept saying that, but at the end of the day, we're not what has happened to us. We are not what we have gone through. We're not it. We're not our mistake. We're not it. And the sad thing is, people will shape their lives off of, even though it's a small window in our lives, but people will shape their entire lives off of it. And they'll start searching for hope. They'll start searching for peace in all the wrong places. They'll start searching for love from bed to bed, because they're broken in pieces, and not realizing that God can still take their pieces and give them peace. And not just any peace. I'm talking about the peace of God, the peace that surpasses all of our understanding. God will take every broken part of us, every broken mindset that we have, every all of our broken hearts, and all of the thoughts that we had about ourselves, and how we speak and look upon ourselves. God will take that, and God will shape us into who He have called us to be. I promise you that He will. That I was As I was started looking over scriptures about walking in the peace of God, and not being just in pieces. That oftentimes um we have to realize that we got to make a decision. We have to make a decision that that does not have a right to define me. What happened to me does not have the right to change my identity. What happened to me has no right to steal my joy, to steal my peace, to steal my love, my innocence. What happened to me don't have the right. And how I determine that is by me and by you taking back your authority. We're settling for small pieces that God never intended for us to settle for. And even though sometimes we take the small pieces, and I've heard women before say that having a peace of mind, or having a piece of man is better than having no man at all. And it's because that mindset has been taught and trained, or been etched in their minds, that they believe that that's what they got to take. And people have made you think that just having a little bit, or a portion of it, is better not having none at all. But I came to tell you on today that I'm not in pieces, and neither are you. You don't have to settle for somebody just giving you something, or just being in your life just to say that they're there, just so you can say that you got somebody. The devil is a whole lie. I came to let you know that God has somebody. I'm telling you, God has somebody strictly just for you, and you don't have to settle for nobody mess just because you just excited about having a piece of somebody in your life, or just settling with the fact that you got somebody to lay down with at nighttime, or because you got somebody to go back to the family reunion with, or because you got somebody to go to the movies with you, or out to dinner with you on the weekend. That I'm telling you right now, that God got so much greater and more for you. You got to make up in your mind that I'm no longer settling for pieces, because God really got peace for me to be able to have. And the reason why people give you such negative information about being in relationships, simply because they are in pieces and they're not really walking in the peace of God. So there's a difference. Hear me good. There's a difference in between pieces and peace, because in pieces it's hard to really see the true value that God has for you, because you're too broken to even be able to distinguish his love, his real peace. That's I know people don't like this, and they always be like that Christians judge. Nah, righteously judge. There's a difference. I don't want to pass just false judgment. Mm-mm. I want to tell you real word, real truth, that so many people, they were entertained and they loved running after the monks, because they kept saying they just walking, spreading peace. Why are y'all so bothered? And they just spreading peace. But the Bible tells us the only true peace that you will find is in God. No other lowercase g God can give you peace. And how can they know or be able to spread the real peace of God if they don't even serve the true and living God? And so when you find people that's trying to make you think that just having a piece of man or piece of woman is better than having nothing, is because they have not found the real peace in God. To know that God really have somebody for you. Me and my husband, we went off this weekend to celebrate my dad. My dad is going to celebrate his 75th birthday. And that was one thing that he wanted to do. He wanted to have all his kids and his grandchildren and stuff with him. And 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 we were just walking around, and we was just at peace. No arguing, nobody wasn't fussing, everybody was having a good time. And at one moment, I just took a moment and I was just thinking, and I was like, Lord, this right here is something that I prayed for. This is something that I prayed. I prayed that that we'll all be able to get together, me and my family, and be able to love one another, enjoy each other company, find peace within each other, and enjoy each other. Not worrying about the pieces, not worrying about what nobody said and did in the past, learning to forgive and to be able to move on. And we had that moment. And and it wowed me for a moment because I said, Lord, you know what? I'm really living in the things that I prayed for. I'm really walking out a prayer and seeing the result, the manifestation of what I prayed for because I trusted you, not to settle for being broken in pieces, but to trust and give you our brokenness, to give you our hurt, to give you our pain, to give you our shame, and know that you was going to trade back with us by giving us your peace. God's peace doesn't ignore our problems. Hear me good. It doesn't ignore our problems, but it settles you in the middle of them. That none of us are perfect. None of us don't have it all together. None of us um, got the right to be able to point the finger at somebody else or bring out what somebody else said and what somebody else did because all of us got shortcomings. But the truth is, are you willing to say that God that I got mess ups too? That God, I don't have it all together. But God, take my brokenness, take my pieces, and God, give me the peace that surpasses all of my understanding. Give me a peace, Lord, that I'm able to still worship you, not perfect, but still able to worship you and stop blaming everybody else for your pieces and recognize something that I heard Minister Bree say on this past Sunday and take accountability off of your part in it. We be so quick, ready to talk about what other people did to us, what other people said, when the truth of the matter is, we don't always say it and do it right ourselves. Then in all relationships, they're not the only one that's wrong. What part do you play in it? And even within some relationships or friendships that I'm no longer in, I also had to take accountability and say, in order for me to really walk in a place of real peace that God give, God, help me to take accountability for my role that I played in the pieces of this relationship. Help me, God, so that we all can be able to walk in true peace that God, Jehovah God, give. Pieces are fragments of comfort we use to hold life together. Sometimes while you feel like your life is almost about to fall apart, it's because you got a false peace. You have a false peace. And let me tell you something. You can't take a band-aid and put on things that really need surgery on. You can't take a band-aid and put over stuff that you refuse to accept accountability off of. You cannot take a band-aid and think that you can put it over cancer and think that you still won't be eaten alive because you will. The truth of the matter is that most of us, we're holding on by a thread. We're holding on by a string because we're looking for our broken pieces to hold us together because not that you've even allowed God to heal you, but you got so comfortable in settling. You got so comfortable in in used to your bad attitude, your prideful spirit. your judgmental thinking, you thinking that you know more than other people, that your relationship is better than somebody else's relationship, that you still going through the the cheating, the degrading, you still going through all of that, but you try to downplay somebody else, and act like they're just shattered into pieces because yours come in a different manner than theirs. You're still in pieces, but maybe not like their pieces, but you're still broken. A relationship that are full of holes, a mindset that are full of holes, a heart that are full of holes, that is full of holes. You will never be able to recognize the real peace of God if you never allow God to really give it to you. It's impossible to patch yourself up and hold it together because your broken pieces will show up in every relationship that you're in. Your broken pieces will show up in how you work, how you do ministry. Your broken pieces will show up how you even treat your children. Your broken pieces will show up how you are so overbearing in the relationship that you're in because you think by being so overbearing that they won't cheat. You think by trying to um suffocate them and every move that they make you there, you think that that will keep them from doing to you what the last relationship did to you, and it won't. There's a scripture in Genesis. Jacob constantly had children with Leah. He was supposed to get married to Rachel, but he was tricked and ended up being married. When he uncovered his bride, it was Leah and not Rachel. Leah kept having babies, kept having babies, and thinking that this time that he'll love me. And the whole time he was just still just working out his debt because I got to get to Rachel. I got to get to Rachel. What am I saying? When you're broken in pieces, you'll think that you can keep giving people something. You'll think that I can give them more, give them more. I can show up more. I can serve them more to make them now love me. And the truth is, every time they reject you, they keep breaking you a little bit more into pieces. And you'll look up one day and realize all the time that bypassed, that you settled for somebody just giving you something, hoping that they'll finally change, hoping that they'll finally love you, hoping that they'll finally validate you, hoping that they'll finally give you an opportunity in ministry, hoping that they'll finally open up a door for you. When the truth is, they already knew that you was in pieces and that you will settle for whatever they give you, and that you will stay right there because you never made them be accountable to know your real worth. There was an opportunity that came for me. There was an opportunity that came for me. And I wrestled with taking it. I wrestled with taking it because I sat up under leaders that didn't see my value. And every time they didn't see my worth or my value, it kept making me relive places of my low self-esteem or places that I didn't have my self-esteem where I needed for it to be. And so it started making me feel small, not worth it. I would shrink up and just drift off in the back, not really say anything, not really do it, knowing that I had the capability to do it, but wouldn't do it because they kept making me feel small and made me remember the pieces place and not the peace place. And so when the opportunity came and somebody was willing to give me a chance that I prayed for, that I was looking for, and I questioned it, I didn't move, didn't go, kept a wall up, kept saying, I'm just praying about it. I'm just praying about it, praying about it, praying about it. The whole time, it was everything that God showed you that He was going to do in your life. It was everything that you prayed for. It was everything that you was believing for. But because you be too broken in pieces, you don't even know how to recognize when God is trying to open up something for you because all you see yourself is pieces. And people, people strive off of your brokenness. They strive off of how wounded you are. That they know that they can walk over you, mishandle you because you don't know your real value. You don't really have the peace of God to know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You don't understand that you're really walking in the peace of God, that God shaped you and made you in your mother's womb, and that you are called for such a time as this because all you keep seeing is your pieces, your brokenness, your wounds, your seeing yourself as not being good enough and qualified enough, and you will always second guess yourself, and you will sit under people, and you will be in relationships with people that never see your value because all you see yourself as is pieces. You will shout good, you will dance good, you got a good prayer life, but you wake up or you get up off of your knees and you still walk in the broken place and not the place that God has actually called you forth to walk in because you still see yourself as pieces. As pieces. We ignore. We ignore the things that was red flags because we view it out of our pieces, not the peace of God. I don't know why God is leading me this way this morning, but I want to tell you that God has called you to be so much greater. That some of the things that we keep doing, some of the relationships that we keep encountering the same people with different names and different faces. Because we see through our pieces eyes and not the peace eyes that God has given us. Our brokenness and hurt ears, a broken heart don't hear properly. And we date people, be a part of churches and ministries and different things off of our brokenness. Our brokenness guided us and not God. And not God. And your pieces place will keep you stagnant, will keep you wounded, will keep you questioning your identity. It keep trying to feel yourself. But the more you pour in yourself, it just like a water pot with holes in it, and all of it just going out, and you're retaining very little, retaining very little. You go to church, you pray, you fast, you study, you get godly counsel, You touch and agree with people that are like-minded, but you're putting it all in water pot full of holes because you're in pieces. And it'll come out. You know when it'll come out? It'll come out when people try to help you and you look at them as being a predator. You 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 would take everything that they say and you would turn it around and misinterpret what they said because your piece is trying to hear for you. People that genuinely mean you some good, you'll look over them. You won't you won't date them. You won't date them because they open up the car door for you. They're willing to work. They're willing to accept you and your 10 kids. But you won't you won't be with them because you're still in pieces. And somebody that's in pieces and you're in pieces, you're not really in love. You're trauma bonded because you got something in you have something in common. Both of y'all are in pieces. Both of you in pieces. I know I went a little bit longer, but it's just really been on my heart. And I pray that something that I've said have been a blessing to you. If I can leave you with a scripture, John 14 and 27. The peace that God give us is not like the world's. Philippians 4 and 7. Guard your heart and mind. He'll keep you in perfect peace. So I pray that you give God your pieces and you accept his peace. And that from this day forward, that you walk in a place of wholeness. But only way you're going to be able to do that is that if it comes from being aligned with God, with God, with God. I remember first dating my husband, because I dated a drug dealer before him. I dated in the past a drug dealer. My son's father wasn't a drug dealer, but we partied together, had a good time together. And and so here come the church choir boy that liked me. I couldn't. It was like, mm. But after a while, it was like a light bulb came on. Even when I was listening at things from my ex, he was saying all the things that I wanted him to say. But it was like, my goodness, but you wait till now to say it. And I mean, and I hadn't been through it up and down. I listen, then cried, then literally, then live the one last cry. And it was like a light bulb came on. And it was like, then I didn't realize it was God. But it was like light bulb came on. And I could hear the voice saying, if you don't go home and get that good man that you left behind, you'll regret it the rest of your life. And I decided from that day forward. Am I saying that me and my husband's relationship is perfect? No. But can I tell you that it's been worth it? That it's been worth it. And just think about how we pray together, talk, talk together. Things that I'm not good at, he's good at. Things that he's not good at, we complement one another. We accomplishing dreams together. Let me help you walk through your place of healing. That we did that together. That he saw my pieces and I saw his. And we was willing to pray for each other and wait to each other to begin to walk in a place of peace. Now, all the pieces people, they'll be like, they be ready to bring up what they think that they know and what they think that they heard and all that. You let them do what they do. But get you in a place and posture yourself for peace and realize that you deserve more and stop settling. I'm not just talking about in your marriage. I'm not just talking about, I'm talking about everything in ministry, everything, everything. Where you work at, your friendships, everything. I just did I just been doing a cleanup in my life. And I was like, I want to see how much you value me. That if I don't call you, will you call me? And I've just been sitting back watching that literally I've been doing all the calls. How can I be so much of your friend and you don't ever think about calling me? You don't ever dial my number? I just been doing a cleanup in my life. And you got to do the same. Because as long as you operate off of pieces, you'll never be able to see the real peace of God and nothing that you do. And I mean nothing. I am Dr. Deidre Samuel McLeod. Join me. Join me again tonight for Bible study at 6 p.m. for prayer and Bible study. Who knows? We might dig a little bit deeper in pieces versus peace and see what more God have to say. Because my desire is to really see people healed, delivered, and set free. Join us every Friday at 9 p.m. for Power Moments with Evangelist Letitia McLeod on her page as she go forth, also in prayer afterwards. And then, did I say Friday? I meant Thursday. And then Friday morning at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. with prophetic intercession right here on my page. And then every Sunday morning, 7:30, we start intercessory prayer. 8 a.m., we start morning worship. Yes, it's your pieces that keep you from getting up to come to church. I like what you're doing, but y'all start too early. Yeah, that's your pieces talking, not the peace of God. You won't be in so many pieces if you get up and come at 8 a.m. It's not just a show. Real deliverance is happening at Divine Destiny Ministries, 117 Darlington Avenue. And every first and third Monday. I don't know. I was going to message them and tell them to start back Marriage Matters every Monday, 7:30. Because we need to help the people come out of pieces in every area of their lives. Yeah. And then every Tuesday, join me again at 10:30. If time change, I'll let you know in advance. But I thank you so much for rocking and rolling with me. If you've been blessed, join in. Sow a seed to our ministry, $ DOZ ministry. Be a blessing to our ministry. We got some amazing things coming up, and I promise you, we need your help. We need your help. Not only do we need your financial help, we need you to show up. We're doing some stuff. You just got to show up and come get it. I pray that you come get it. It will be a blessing to you. Talk with you soon. Have a wonderful day.